For my professional experience module, I've undertaken projects that cover a range of skills and areas of media production. Some that I already have experience in, and others I wish to improve upon. At the beginning of this module, I knew that I wanted to improve my professionalism and ability to meet clients' needs, as this will benefit me in a career after university. I also wanted to develop my technical skills and knowledge within practical media. A major part of my professional experience was a documentary project to be based in New York, although unfortunately the trip was cancelled due to circumstances beyond my control. I still carried out some pre-production work for the project, including forming a concept and practical planning for the trip. My project was to be carried out with 2 other students, and I felt we worked well in a team, discussing ideas and selecting the strongest. As documentary was an area we were all passionate about, we decided to make a short documentary in the Empire State Building, interviewing workers such as cleaners or guards, contrasting the mundane aspects of life with the extraordinary setting. Formulating and pitching ideas is something I've developed well on the media production course, and therefore this was fairly straightforward. More of a challenge was the practical planning of this project, as it was on a scale I've never worked at before. My levels of organisation have improved as we had to find locations for filming, as well as creating a shooting schedule and familiarising ourselves with the locations we'd be filming in. I had to adapt quickly to a problematic situation when we could not have access to the Empire State Building, but we effectively found another location in Broadway. It's a shame that this project could not be realised, but the pre-production skills I've developed will be very useful and could be applied to future projects. A short-term project that I completed in this module was filming and editing a 45-minute music performance by composition master's student James Stant, entitled 100 Days Before the Night. This was a challenge from the start, as I'd never filmed a music performance before. As a small production team, we had to use our existing technical knowledge and also gain new knowledge on mic setup available for recording sound. Planning the filming was fairly uncomplicated and was useful to make us more prepared for the recording. Sitting in on the performance rehearsal also allowed us to plan which instruments to focus on at specific parts of the piece. On the day of production, my role was operating the roaming camera. I feel as a result my camera work has become more steady and I'm able to create better shots. My skills of professionalism have also developed, as this was my first time working for a client, and we had to dress appropriately on shoot day, as well as being extra vigilant with health and safety, taping down all cables and leaving fire exits clear as it was a public event. Filming went well, as did editing, though we had to overcome some problems with the sound syncing. We had to edit to a tighter schedule than I have before, but this was good experience for producing work for a client. The final piece was to a very good standard, and I now have experiences and skills from working in an area of the media that I had not before. As documentary is an area I can see myself specialising in after university, I knew that working on the Cities of Conflict documentary with lecturer Steve Dawkins would be a good opportunity for me. My role was pre-production research on cities twinned with Coventry, specifically Sarajevo, Lidice, Dresden and Arnhem. Our production team of 3 decided to split the workload, so I would be researching Lidice and contributing research towards Sarajevo. This was a far easier way to ensure that every team member pulled their own weight, and I feel my research was always thorough and completed to deadlines set by Steve. I carried out contextual research, as well as research on how to reach to locations, budget and accommodation. I've learnt to research in a much more in-depth way, using a wider range of sources, such as Coventry City Archives and Council. This has also improved my confidence in speaking to unfamiliar people, and being sensitive about obtaining information. By greatly improving my research skills, This will have a very positive effect on my future documentary production work. The TV studio is an environment that I feel confident in, and sharing this knowledge by mentoring first-year students in the studio was an exciting challenge. My skills of communication have developed, as I've had to communicate with around 15 students, all with their own strengths and weaknesses. As the module developed, me and another mentor were left to run studio sessions. I had to use leadership skills to motivate the students and make each session productive, even when students encountered problems and became demotivated. Mentoring in the TV studio has allowed me to reinforce my own technical skills and knowledge of the studio. I've learnt more about the equipment in the gallery, as I've previously worked more in the studio as floor manager. By widening my technical knowledge, I found it easy to solve problems and guide the students, and this improved knowledge will benefit my own work in the studio. The skills that I've developed in this module have made my CV much more appealing, as I now have experience in areas I had not before. The skills I already have been improved upon, and this is reflected in my action plan, which is now a lot more focused, as experience has made me more aware of my strengths and weaknesses, and the challenges I need to overcome. The 2 and 6 MC module has proven beneficial to me in many ways. I now have experience in working for clients, which is vital in the world of work, and have developed my technical skills for camera work, editing and researching, as well as other skills like communication, confidence and leadership. This will help me produce better quality work, which will ultimately make for a more impressive showreel to show future prospective employers.